How's it going, everyone? My name is True Wonder Dog, and today we're gonna find out if Nightwolf is terrific or terrible. I get the feeling he's gonna be pretty terrific, but first off, let's start with these universal attacks. So we have the sweep. Alright, pretty decent sweep, pretty fast, and he does low profile, that's great. That will duck under certain high attacks if timed correctly. That's a good start. How about his forward throw? How's this look? Oh my god, leaves him close too, look at this. Perfect jumping distance, certain normals I bet can reach. Ooh, is that an overhead? Oh, that is the perfect distance for his overhead. The mix-ups cometh after this throw. Any throw that keeps the opponent close is always really good. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun using that, such a good move. Keeps him in the corner and also keeps him close at mid-screen. What a good throw. How about his back throw? Let's check this out. Ooh, further away for zoning, alright. So already Nightwolf has it both ways. If you want to zone, go for the back throw. If you want to stay in their face, do the forward throw. Fantastic. How about the uppercut though? What's the uppercut look like? Pretty decent. How far in front of him does it hit? Oh wow, further than I thought. No magic hitbox, right where the axe is where he hits. Awesome. He may also hit a little bit behind him. Really good uppercut. Time for the jump ins. Jumping one. Okay, jumping 1 appears to be the air-to-air, does less damage. Jumping 2, I love when the combo starting jump-in does the most damage. For some characters, their air-to-air actually does more, which means you miss out on damage when doing regular combos, but not for Nightwolf. For Nightwolf, his jumping 2 does in fact do more damage, and it's the go-to for starting off combos. Really awesome. How about these kicks though? Will we have a Baraka level kick? Let's find out. That's a pretty good kick. I don't know if it's Baraka level, but I'd say it's slightly above average. Pretty decent kick. Horizontal range could be a little bit better, but a pretty darn decent kick, no complaints from me. But now let's go ahead and have a look at these pokes. What are his crouching normals like? Down 1, 7 frames. Okay, so no 6 frame down 1, that's okay. Plus 10 on hit, nothing wrong with that, and decent range. Pretty decent range for a down 1, really good stuff. Down 3, ooh, pretty good too. 8 frames, only 1 frame slower and a little bit better range. Pretty darn good down 3, down 4. Ooh, down 4, not the best. Down 4 is only slightly better than his down 3, but has really good frame advantage. 13, not bad. Not 17 like Scarlet, but it is faster on startup, only 9 frames. So it's very fast. You know what, maybe not the best range, but very fast for a down 4, so I think it evens out. I honestly do think all of his crouching normals are pretty darn good. And I do believe that's it for the universal, so next up, let's have a look at these attack strings. My favorite part of the video, always so exciting. Okay, his 2-2 is not plus on block, -5, wow, that's pretty slow. And if you finish it, -6, so almost punishable. But if you do this one, it actually is +1 on block, crazy. And it's an overhead. So he has a string that ends in an overhead and it's positive on block, that's kinda crazy. Let's go ahead and start mapping these. How about this one, -5, if you finish it, -3. So with Nightwolf, you do seem to want to finish a lot of his strings, it's better on frame advantage that way. However, do keep in mind there may be a flawless block gap in here somewhere, so against a really good player, you actually don't want to finish the string if there is a gap. -7, -13, we have our first punishable string. So he's not Cabal, he does have some punishable stuff. This one only -6, so far he's pretty safe on most stuff, and he does have one positive string. Pretty crazy so far, -9, not the best. -14, punishable again, so he does have some unsafe stuff, but I do believe that's his overhead, so it makes sense that it would be punishable. This one, -6, and that is the end for that one, not quite punishable. He has a lot of strings, got a lot of stuff, a crushing blow, we got a crushing blow, did I miss any? I don't think so. So far only one crushing blow for his attack strings, and that is actually it. Wow, that's kinda crazy, so he only has one crushing blow for his strings. How about his basic attacks? Do any of his basic attacks have crushing blows? Well, the uppercut does, but that's to be expected. No, none of his normals do anything crazy for crushing blows. Is his throw crushing blow normal? That's important to check. Yes, his throw crushing blow is normal. Nothing weird like Shao Kahn or Jackie. Alright, so let's do this thing. Axe Blast. Okay, that one actually is minus, but oh, it's good for starting off combos. Look at that. Do you need meter to keep that combo going or not? You do. So you gotta spin the bar if you want that to work. Oh, that's fun. He seems like a lot of fun already. And this one is actually +1 and it's an overhead. How does it behave on block though? Let's go ahead and set her to auto. That way we can see. Oh, it knocks him really far away. So it could be good for his overhead setup since you are at +1, but it's not gonna be crazy for pressure outside of the corner. And I'm kinda curious, if we are in the corner, does it push me back? That could be a bit of a deal breaker. It does, it sends me flying backwards. I can still pressure her with certain moves, but that's kind of scummy. I always hate when the game makes you fly backwards, but this has 13 frames, so technically 12 frames if done after this, because they're forced to block it and you're a +1, but the frame advantage doesn't seem that good as of yet, though I could be wrong. Alright, Ancestral Rites. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, it's got a low in there. It's got the sneaky low. Now technically not a mix-up because the overhead only comes at the start, and we don't have any low starters yet, but there is a sneaky low in the middle, so week 1, this might catch a lot of beginners off guard. They're not going to know what to do against that one. Oh, that's a fun one. So the last part appears to be dial-in. Let's do the first 3. It is. So the last 2 hits are in fact dial-in. Okay, that's a great advancing string though, so if you land this, you can do that. I didn't even have to micro walk or micro dash. That's very nice. I don't like having to micro walk. It can be a pain in the butt. So this is really nice. Great for advancing and extending combos. Cool. Nightwolf seems very beginner friendly so far. Okay, that's lie in wait. Nothing crazy about that one. How fast is the startup? 9 frames. So that's pretty good. That's pretty fast. Does it combo? It does not. It seems to knock down though, so that's something. I wonder if in his second variation there's a throw at the end or something. His second build does have a lot more enders. And then we have Violent Divide. Oh wow, look at that. That's the overhead mix-up right there. That's the overhead combo starter. Now if you do want a low mix-up, you can always sweep, right? That still works. It won't lead to a combo, but if the opponent is constantly blocking high, you can sweep them again, and just keep agitating them and then go for the overhead. And you don't have to commit to the full thing. The last part is dial in. The last 2 hits you have to do, or you won't even get the 3rd hit, but the first 2, great for starting combos. I thought for sure it was forward 1-3, but it's forward 1-2. My mistake. I love that overhead. How about this? Bull and bear. Oh, it's a knockdown. Can I jump? Oh, I have so much time. Oh my goodness. So much frame advantage. I can close that gap, go for a throw. Oh, that's fantastic. Really good stuff. That string is going to be very good for his command grab build because you can do this. When they get up, go for a throw. That's going to be really, really cheeky. All right, good stuff. I am loving this character. He has everything so far. Deadly Talon. All right, that looked pretty sick. Let me go ahead and see again. Okay, a bunch of highs. How's that first hit? 10 frames. So it doesn't seem better than lie in wait for starting off your combos. Why would you want to do this one, I wonder? It does end with an overhead, so that might catch some beginners. They're going to be blocking low a lot, and you catch them with this. A lot of new players or just casual players do default to crouch blocking because that is typical in most 2D fighters. But against a Nightwolf, you want to stand block most of the time because that's where the combos come from. His lows don't start combos. This one has a low, but it's not how you start off the combo. I think I messed up. It's this. That's the low, and that can actually start off combos. However, the low doesn't happen until the second hit, so you have time to react to it. And then last but not least, we have Wing Clipper. That's not a low on the first hit. Looks like it, it's a mid. Once again, low does come on the second hit. And can you special cancel? Yes, you can. So he does still have lows, but just not at the start. So much like Cabal, when fighting Nightwolf, you want to block high most of the time when you're defending because the lows don't come right away. The only low starter he has is the sweep, and that's not a combo, so not a very big deal. Alright, that's pretty great, and one of these was a crushing blow. Which one was it? I totally messed up. This one. And it's only if the final hit connects. Oh, I don't like that. It is an overhead, right? But why would they block low? That's the problem. If he has a low special move, that's great, but I don't think he does. Oh, I was too fast. Darn it, I was too quick. Let's try again. Oh my god, that's so easy. Such an easy 30%, and I guarantee that's not the optimal combo. Okay, so if you do manage to land that, you get a crushing blow, which leads to a damaging combo. Not too crazy for 1 bar, 30%'s not that big of a deal, but it's still nice to have. How much damage does he do normally? Ooh, he might be like Katana. He doesn't seem to do very much damage. So he's kind of like Katana, not very much damage, but good in every other regard. Alright, let's go ahead and check out these special moves. So we have Spirit Arrow. Oh my god, so many options from this thing alone. We can hold it down and cancel it and amplify it. Gotta keep that in mind. Rising Tomahawk, coolio. Of course, most of these are probably going to be unsafe on block because they are special moves. That's the damage buff Kiba. Awesome. Rhino Charge. Alright, cool stuff. Oh, not very many. He doesn't have very many. Crushing Blow though. Oh yeah, when the amplified hits a grounded opponent. So it's going to be a block mix-up. I don't like his crushing blow requirements, honestly. They don't seem that good as of yet, but you know, time will tell. It's the first day he's out. So Spirit Arrow can do that, hits high, you can amplify. And the next ones are mids, I think. Oh, only number 2. Only number 2 is a mid, all right. And then you can hold it or cancel it. Oh, it costs bar. So the idea is you would do this and then throw or something like that. I want to be closer. Maybe the overhead? I can do that maybe? No, they fly so far back, you don't want to do that actually. I'm not sure where you would cancel it as of yet because they go pretty far back no matter what I do. And you want to make sure it's where they crouch also, so maybe you do this. Oh wait, what is it, this? Yeah, that might work actually. Ah, they're too far away. It'd be good for hit stun because you could do that and then go for this, and it's kind of a mix-up. I could see that happening, but I don't know. I feel like it's not a very good cancel because the opponent can just neutral duck the first hit. So on block, they're gonna wait for the bow to come out and then uppercut you. So it doesn't seem like the best bait and switch most of the time. Maybe on hit, it could be good for forcing a mix-up. I could see that being a thing, similar to Sub-Zero, only with a bit more effort. But on block, I don't recommend canceling into this thing. It's a high attack. They could uppercut you. Even if you do cancel it, it doesn't cancel right away, honestly. It's not a slow cancel, but not as fast as some characters like Cabal. Reflector. So this just beats projectile. So Devora, go ahead and throw a projectile at me, girl. It's okay, I gave you permission. All right, there we go. You can hold it down too, which is awesome, and it sends it back. Do I have to amplify before? Oh, I can't amplify in this version. It's only in variation 2. Oh no, okay. That's still not bad though. The option to reflect stuff is always awesome. What's the startup? Is it 5 frames? 8. So it is slightly slower than Katana's, but 8 frames is still pretty fast for a projectile. In theory, this could actually interrupt Sonya Blade. If she wants to be cheeky and do that block string where she does the meter burn fireball, that's actually safe on block, but if you reflect it, you can hit her. That's gonna be pretty awesome. If that's in fact fast enough, I don't know, it's only in theory. Rising Tomahawk, we already saw that, the go-to combo starter, as long as you spin the bar. Also good for ending combos though too, so spin the bar, combo starter. If you don't want to spin the bar, it ends combos. And there we go. All right, not too bad. Spirit of Kiba, a damage buff, awesome. Once again, he does do below average damage, so having this is very, very nice. That's 30% for 1 bar, not too bad. So at the cost of 1 special move, you can also do average damage. And only 318. The damage buff doesn't seem that crazy. I wonder if damage buffs don't work in training mode. I noticed they go away pretty quickly with Katana. No, it's stuck around. Huh. That's weird. It's not a very good buff. Can I amplify it? Oh, I can. When I amplify it, does it last longer or just give me the armor? Huh, it seems relatively the same amount of time. Does it do more damage? No, it seems the same, so amplifying it only gives you that armor on startup. So when he pumps his fist like that, he does get armor and he can absorb attacks, including projectiles or normals. Pretty darn good for countering the opponent in a tough spot. If they want to punish you for doing the buff, you can absorb the hit. But outside of that, I don't think you want to spin the bar most of the time. Rhino Charge, 80. How much is Tomahawk? Only 70. So Rhino Charge is actually how you want to end your combos. And if you enhance it, you get the overhead and even more damage. And that probably still works on airborne opponents. Oh, it's tough though. He goes so fast. He had that issue in MK9 also. He passes right under the opponent. Okay, it does do more damage and it can still end combos. And the crushing blow is when the second hit lands. Boom. Is it a launcher? It is not, just flat damage. Oh, can you jumping combo after it? Gotta do jumping too. You can jumping combo, okay. And that's gonna work mostly on block, by the way. So if I tell Devora to block, and then I want her to do a reversal of any kind, let's have her do a throw or something. If she tries to throw me, I'll get her. And there's the crushing blow, and then combo time. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Still only 32%, not a very big deal, but that's really cool, I like that. So it's very similar to Scorpion's mix-up, where if they press a button too soon to punish you, you get a crushing blow, and that's pretty sick. Scorpion doesn't get the crushing blow, but I mean the mix-up is the exact same, where they want to punish you a bit too early, they're a bit too over-eager, and you get the crushing blow. Now at high level, this will probably never happen, but the first week this character's out, it's going to be a lot of fun to catch players with this, so if you want to main Nightwolf, this first week's going to be a lot of fun for you because the opponent's not going to know what's happening. Seems like a pretty fun crushing blow at the casual level, but not super good against really good players. Alright, and that's actually it for Variation 1. Real quick, my first impressions. Seems like a pretty solid variation, great for counter zoning, has decent combos, also has a way to buff your damage, that's pretty cool as well. However, only 2 crushing blows, so not the best, and neither one of them seems super good at high level, but probably pretty decent at low level. So if you want a character that does crazy damage, Nightwolf might not be your guy. Even with the damage buff, he's doing around average damage. I can still easily get more damage with Jackie, even with all of her nerfs. So Nightwolf does not do very much damage, but he does have some cool pressure tools. He can be plus on block a lot of the time. He has the mix-ups with stuff like this. He has the overhead combo starter. He has some pressure tools. He seems decent in a lot of ways, but just not in combo damage. Alright, so next up, let's have a look at Variation 2. Alright, this one definitely has me the most excited because it's the Grappler Variation. Any different regular moves? No. No different conditions either. He does get new combo strings though. Here we go. I told you this one would have a throw follow-up. Somehow I knew. It just seemed like it. It couldn't special cancel and didn't do anything fancy when it ended. So if it's a counter or a punish, alright. So he gets 1 more crushing blow so far. This next one does not crushing blow, but he does get 2 more attack strings. Alright, how are they on block? Very punishable, I imagine. Minus 14, yes, and minus 10. Pretty darn punishable. Alright, let's see. Oh, that's so great. Oh, I love it so much. Can I enhance that? It looks like you could, but I guess not. No amplified option. Look at that, that's so much fun though. Oh, I love that. That is so much fun. And it's the perfect distance for his overhead? No, it's not. I was overzealous. It's not quite the perfect distance, but I may have enough frame advantage to do it. Yeah, I can get there in time. I can make it in time to close the gap. How advantageous is it on hit? Plus 10. Yeah, plus 10 is pretty darn good. So you can walk forward a little bit, do a micro walk, and then you have the overhead. All right, let's go ahead and see that crushing blow. Oh, flat damage, only 20%, but you know what? Perfect distance for that overhead. Pretty cool stuff. So normally you don't quite get the distance for the overhead, but with the crushing blow you definitely do, and it starts up quickly. Remember, only 9 frames. So anything the opponent does that's minus 9 or more, you can punish them with this. That's pretty awesome. It may have to be minus 10 actually, but the point is you can punish with this thing and damage over time too. So not very much damage initially, but after all that damage over time, I'd say it evens out. That's a lot of bleed damage. It seems like a pretty darn useful crushing blow. I kinda wish he was a bit closer just to make that mix up a bit easier, but you know what? You can't have it all. Oh yeah, is that a low? It's a mid, okay, it's a mid. Ouchie. Oh, that is just awesome. So they're both mids, and that damage is pretty good, and it's a side switch too. Oh my gosh, 193, and look at that. That actually is the perfect distance. How good is it on hit? That is the perfect distance for his overhead, so that's the mix-up. Plus 15, oh yes, that is what you want to use for your overhead mix-up. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. It is just perfect. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, now unfortunately you can't do as much. You can do Rhino Charge, but that's pretty much your only option here, I think. Yeah, you can't do too much there, but you know what? They seem pretty good. This one's great for corner carry, so if the opponent's somewhat near the corner, you can do this, and bam, they're definitely in the corner now. And then if you want to escape the corner, you can do this, and it's also great for setting up your overhead. It's almost just the right distance. Not quite, but almost just the right distance. What's the startup on that? Only 11 frames, so get a hit and then go for it. The opponent has to block that. Pretty cool. Pretty crazy stuff. Let's go. All right. We have the amplified reflect. Let's go ahead and see that first. We also have the command grab. Fantastic. And a new crushing blow if it's a reversal punish. Okay, what's the startup? 12 frames? So the opponent has to do something that's minus 12 or more if you want to catch them with this. Okay, nothing too crazy there. And you can amplify it, but you don't have to spin the bar if you want the crushing blow. That's awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and see each of these. So for starters, Devora, you have my permission to throw a projectile. Oh, he teleports before even doing it. Oh, cool, I was hoping you could do that. In the combat cast, it wasn't clear because when he amplified it, he didn't seem to absorb anything, but that's because he didn't actually let it hit him. So if you allow it to hit you before spinning the bar, you can teleport. Just do it right after you reflect it. And now they're dealing with you plus their own projectile, so they basically can't do anything. If they press any buttons, they will get hit by their own projectile. That's pretty sick, I like that. I like that a lot. So reflect, do this, and there you go. It's their own projectile. I'm gonna do the overhead. Yeah, stuff like that. Okay, that's a lot of fun. I like that. Now let's go ahead and see the command grab. D'Vorah, stop throwing things at me. No more permission. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, pretty darn good stuff. So, alright, so do something like this. Go for the throw. Get some damage. Oh, right in the crotch. Why does he hit him right in the crotch? Why, Nightwolf? You don't gotta split their twig and berries with your tomahawk. Ooh! And that doesn't do very much damage, you may have noticed, but it does give you tons of frame advantage. So the idea there is, you land it, and then you have all day to walk them or set up your overheads, any number of things. You can probably even dash up or walk up and do a neutral jump and they have to block it. So it's really, really good. Tons of crazy hit advantage. In fact, let's go ahead and see for fun. How advantageous are we? Plus 70. You have enough time to go to the restroom and come back. Plus 70 on hit. My god, that is ridiculous. And I find it very funny since they nerfed Jackie's advantage on her knees and said that's a bit too advantageous, but then with Nightwolf, plus 70. Alright, seems pretty good. Let's go ahead and see what that punish looks like. Oh, and is it flat damage? It is, it's flat damage, and it does damage over time. Awesome. So by flat damage, I mean it's not a combo extender, which is actually what you want. That way the opponent can't avoid the damage, and typically crushing blows that lead to combos do less damage. But so far, most of Nightwolf's combos, even ones that do extend combos like this one right here, it leaves them grounded, so they can't even avoid the follow-up. It's really good. Alright, and that's already it for Variation 2. He doesn't get very much, so once again, my real quick first impressions, he does not have his Rising Tomahawk in this variation, which means his combo damage is going to be a lot lower, and that's a bit of a big deal. By the way, you can actually tick throw into that command grab. I didn't mention that earlier, but it's 12 frames on startup, which means if I have D'Vorah block here, I should actually be able to tick throw into it. Right there. So that's a pretty dirty setup. It's going to be very tough for a lot of players to avoid that. You would not get the crushing blow there, by the way. There's no way you would get that. Let me go ahead and turn off that crushing blow. But the point is you can tick throw into it, and it's going to be very tough for the opponent to predict that. Like, when are you going to finish it for that last hit, and when are you going to go for the command grab? Because if they guess wrong, you're going to throw them. And if they want to jump to avoid the throw, and they guess wrong there, they're going to get hit by that final part of the string, so it's a really dirty mix-up. It's going to be very good, and the command grab honestly does decent damage. It's not bad. Yeah, 120, that's almost a regular throw, and honestly I think command grabs should do more damage than regular throws, but you could spin the bar, then you get more damage and tons of frame advantage to do whatever you want to. You can go to the bathroom, come back, write a love letter to your girl or your guy. I don't know who's watching this right now, but the point is you have tons of crazy frame advantage, so it's still a pretty good command grab, especially with that tick throw option. My point though is, while you do get more setups in this build, you don't have access to the crazy combos unless you use the crushing blows, in which case you will have slightly better combos than normal, but you're still not going to get very much damage because you also don't have the damage buff in this build. So unless you're a hardcore grappler fan, I don't think you're going to prefer this build most of the time. It just doesn't have the typical combos and doesn't feel like a regular Mortal Kombat 11 character. It has awesome tick throw setups, crazy frame advantage, and Nightwolf does have the overhead mix-up at the start, so it does seem like a pretty viable build, but I think most people are going to gravitate towards Variation 1 because you just have some more stuff, though the teleport here is pretty good too. And the teleport does not require you to actually absorb anything. You can just do it whenever by spending one bar, and it recovers pretty darn quickly. Let's see. 32 frames, not bad. So you could teleport and then throw the opponent. Doesn't recover as fast as some teleports, but pretty darn good, honestly. And it's also great for countering zoning, so this build could be much better for countering zoning. He still has the arrows, so he's still pretty good from a distance. His combo is just a little bit weaker, but in return he gets tons of setup, so I think it's a pretty good trade-off. But once again, I do think Variation 1 is going to appeal to a lot more players, whereas Variation 2 is for the die-hard grapplers. But please let me know your thoughts on Nightwolf in the comment section down below, and then while you're down there, go ahead and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really does help my channel out a ton. And finally, why not keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell? That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.